Tatou mai mo mai I le ala talua lau Kvzk Tv, Pango Pango, America Samoa. You are watching your Kvzk TV, Channel 2, Pango Pango, American Samoa. Paatino se tasi polkalame al matanga luenga wa onga. Malanga muli-muli ale vaalelo le Hawaiian Air ilalo lona whailonga masani. Whaia se fonatanga o Fisa Turisi a Motul Pasifika. Soifua manuia America Samoa ele nei tūlau le afiafi ma alo le tawatai. Mai whaatalo whātu e ala I tala mai lau Kvzk TV. O le tai awa na leila sa whaataunu ina ele whaamoe moe a le matanga luenga wa onga ia onga tūlanga mua o le tū isisifo le atunu. O le nei fōfuanga ina ia fituaswani alo mawhana wa onga ele malamalama I ngā luenga ese. O le whaamatala ina o tiute ma matawhai o ngā luenga le malo Whapea vaenga tuma oti o le atunu. Sa maole awanua lau Kvzk TV e whaatala noa I se tasi o tamaitai whaatonu o le polokalama a le Career and Technical Education Division ia sui kone sula whale malama MECFA e tusa male nei polokalama.
O le nei polokalama o lo whaatataia le ofisa le Career, Technical and Education I le matanga luenga o aonga. Ia o le nei polokalama o se whalawi lole I alon whanau o le wasenga walu I nisi whai o matanga luenga ese. O mai lātou e a whai e whaasoa I whanau ia latonga luenga I whaitua I tono lato ofisa. Whaasoa I whanau ia matanga luenga ese ina ia wha o mai lātou I le high school. Ia na watla ia le inunga I kolisi ia ona tamwhaila ia le ese ngaluenga lo whapena ona whianga lue la tau manai o le winga tonu na le whamoe moe nei o le pea se whailo le whanau e whalauloa te a la tau e ngaluenga ese pea whapea e umatu la tau aonga ia ona Alula ia le tamai titi e pofele me e whianga lue ai. Ia whapea o le mafuanga na matou polokalama le nei tai au. O le nei tai au lo whapea naona vai matou ia o ngai 5 o pawaiai Leone Meke o lo whapea nātu whatasima a la tawalua ma whangalii o I Tafuna Elementary o Lupelele ia mai nei manulele. O silianga foi lo fa pena antu fatasi man pelele so temila nei o lo fai mato pro kalama ya onga nei 5 I mo fana o le vasenga walu o tau sanga nei o le fai pitole I o le west ma le midwest a tau sanga le te ana fai mai ya onga o le east ma le central tau sanga le te o le pro kalama nei o tau sanga uma fai ai o le o te a matama te whawa mata po kalama nei o le middle school awareness. Ai ese mai hei fo ia le career awareness a whanau o inunga le high school. Ia o le prokalama nei o le CTE mo alam whanau. Ia tato nā mau tau ia una I tato whanau I meo lo mana o la tau e a matua I fo o lo fia whawa la tau ngā lue ai. Matua awal fosia tato whanau wa pe tele na tato matua e tamawhai e whaasino ia ngā luenga whanau lo ia I level meo lo mana o level tamai titi ia matua ai o na ala ia le e whaawau meo lo mo ia tamai titi e fia veo ia pea matua whaftai lava mo lo wanoa
O le malanga muli a le waalele al Hawaiian Air I lalo lana whailonga masani sa iai o le HA or HAL sa tuuwa ese mai pangopango le po anpo. Ua whaataunuina se tasi o aiainga o le tu whaatasinga o company waalele a le Hawaiian Air ma le Alaska Airline I se company e tasi. I lalo le pūlenga e tasi a le Alaska Air. I le whai wai o le au onanga a le Hawaiian Air lalo o lona ingo masani o le asuia o mawaalele I le ingo o le Alaska. E au fia o mai waalele at company waalele a le Hawaiian Air. O se tautua wa loa tausanga I le silia atu ma le fast food tausanga na whai malanga ai le Hawaiian Air I le wā. O le malai waalele a le territory ma le state o Hawaii. E ui ina ua suia ingoa maona taunga pe tai whaawawina pea le au nanga e le Alaska Air I lo tata watunu. Sa awai atu le sunga le whaatonu ia tai malelangi mini tu ia e le whaatonu le ofisa o tangata asia si mai I le territory po le ofisa o turisi I se whaata singa sa whaia I le atu moto tonga e whaata tau I pol kalama ma le tui whaalau teleina o au nanga le vaenga o turisi tutono le Pasifika. O le foi fonotanga sa talano ina ai fuafuanga e tusa mawhiso ta inga le vao o ofisa o turisi I atu motu o lo au fia tutono le South Pacific Tourism Organization. E au fia e ma waa lau pasese titele po o waa meli o lo asia motu o le Pasifika. I ta whaonga tangata ase si mai atunu titele o le lalulangi. O le fuafuanga le ngā lulue whaatasi lea o ofisa o turisi I polokalama po o fuafuanga e whaia I waitaimi whaapea. O loo whaamanatuina leonos fulutau sanga talu o na whaavaena le vaenga e iai whale mai whaitu malo I lalo le Community Health Centers I totonu stete o Amerika ma ona territory.
I leonos fulutau sanga sa mawhai ona saunia mo tanga senga se whaitu malo Amerika se au nanga tau ngofie ma wanoa whaapitua mono fuanga o lo iai le mamalu ele o lava atu iai le au nanga ili nei stete ma ona territory. Mai taluai, o lo whai pāanga mautanga se ngase whaitu mālo o Amerika sa mua ma le matanga luenga o le soifua mālo lo ina. E tu ina atu ai le tau singa whaleanga nuu, e whata tau I mautanga se ngase whaitu mālo o tutuila ma manua, e au fia I leone, tā funa whanga alu, a mauri au nuu ofu mata u. O sau nia le CHC, au nanga atu Amerika sa moa, e au fia le tau singa mua mua, ma puipuinga o soifua malolo ina o tina mo whanau o le malolo ina o amionga ma o nanga tau I whala au whasaina o le malolo ina o fufonga o tui puipui a onga apatuai le lautele ma o nanga whaaola a onga lulue wha ma popo whaatasi le LPJ mpa anga le atunuu ma o le vaenga Community Health Center o Amerika Samoa. O se fisota inga mo se au nanga inu e toa te lea inga se ngase o le ataita I le komiti whaafoe e whaalia I le tali atu I le mamalu o lo tamawhai atu I ai au nanga mai taluai e la talata I le 5 furuafe tangata whaanga singasea e a sia mao tanga singase whaitu malo I tau sangata itasi a wale whaalau te leina ma whaamalo si ina o taunu unga tau soifua malo loina mo a inga I lo tātua motu a toa. E whamanatuina le vai aso le CHC e alo I ai tau si soifua au whenga luenga, komiti whaafoe o au whenga luenga pa ia o pa anga I le atunuu ma le aunga se ngase o lo whaatinoina le anganga au tu o le nei tau sanga si e vai I le ele whatu I le ngaluenga o no leo polo I ai le fionga I kovana to fio le territory Amerika Samoa pula li ini ko la pula e avea I le masina o ke topa no naso luas furuono ya November no naso mua o le tausanga nei ma vai aso mautanga se ngase whaitu malo I Amerika Samoa ma whamalosia tangata uma o e kalesia o fitam whapotopotonga e alo ia masapaia le tāua o whaiva o mautanga se ngase whaitu malo I le puipuingo le soifua malo loina ma le ola malo loina o tātou tangata.
Inisio tala ua tofia nei le sunga ya Tagabao Barland Lodge Mudu e vea ma Polisilio Company telefoni o le Blue Sky lona lalai tutono Amerika Samoa nei. Sa whaalawi loa le taitaifono le komiti whaafoi o le AST Telecom ia Peter Chan ina ua mai ele fonotanga le komiti I le sailia leo se tasi e whaululu i aile ofisa o loo i le territory nei. O Samoa o le atino muli lea na ngalue ai nei Large Muru o se taitai le ofisa o le Vodafone Samoa ai le tofia molo na tiute le wai ai nei. O nisi o na tau mai na mafu ai o na tofia o ia i lea tūlanga e au fiela na au aunanga i moto le Pasifika e peo le atino o Vanuatu i tausango mawai lea na whaasolo mai ai loa i le atu Samoa. Mao tātou tala mai a pia o lo wala pata ia nei le matanga luenga o le soifua malolo ina Samoa le mamalu lau telo le atunu o na o le whaamai o le misela wa a fieita ngā tānu o New Zealand ma Australia. O se fuafuanga o manatu le matanga luenga e te tau na manatu mamafa i ai le mamalu mātua ma ia mata e tuina le soifua malolo ina o alo mawhanau ai mese o ni aunga e wa ai o lātou tino. Ai mai se o le whamanatu o le matanga luenga ina ia whaia tui pui pui a le whanau, ina ia pui pui mai ai mai le nei whaamai matautia. Dea sa mau mawai le o lau nai whanau i tau sanga o mawai, o le ngaluenga i whai whaatasi, a le malo o le matanga luenga o le soifua malo loina ma matua. O le aso o mai e lua matalo le tau ma le tai mo le atunu. O le whaiunga nā o tala o lau Kvzk Tv i le nei tūla o le afiafi, whaafitai Amerika Samoa i lo whaatasi mai, tō whaasoifua. Notice of bonds to be issued. Notice is hereby given pursuant to the provisions of the American Samoa Code annotated, Title 11, Chapter 19, as amended, that on October 15, 2025, the Board of Directors of the American Samoa Economic Development Authority adopted a resolution in which it authorized the issuance and sale of the issuer's General Revenue Refunding Bond Series 2025A in an aggregate principal amount of not to exceed $50 million to mature in not more than 11 years from their date or dates, to be sold at a price not less than 96% of the total principal amount thereof, and to bear interest at a maximum net effective rate or rates of not to exceed 7.5% per annum. General Revenue Bond Series 2025B in an aggregate principal amount of not to exceed $15 million to mature in not more than 21 years from their date or dates, to be sold at a price not less than 96% of the total principal amount thereof, and to bear interest at a maximum net effective rate or rates of not to exceed 7.5% per annum. And the Series 2025A bonds will be issued for the purpose of refunding the issuer outstanding general revenue and refunding bond Series 2015A, funding a deposit to a debt service reserve fund, if necessary, and paying the cost of issuance of the Series 2025 bonds. The Series 2025B bonds will be issued for the purpose of financing any portion of the completion of the Fono building, including fixtures, furniture, and equipment, construction of a new adult correctional facility, and financing a portion Azteca's investment in internet capacity and redundancy, funding a deposit to a debt service reserve fund if necessary, and paying the cost of issuance of the Series 2025 bonds. The Series 2025 bonds are to be issued and sold by the issuer pursuant to the resolution, including as part of said resolution, the general indenture of trust previously approved by the issuer and a supplemental indenture of trust, which were before the board and attached to the resolution in substantially final form at the time of adoption of the resolution. The Series 2025 bonds will be special limited obligations of the issuer, payable solely from and secured solely by a pledge of the revenues and certain funds and accounts established by an indenture, including but not limited to 100% of the pledged taxes. All net revenues from projects financed with bonds issued under the indenture, and all revenues from any other source of funds legally available to the issuer to pay debt service on bonds, as more fully described in the indenture. A copy of the resolution and the indenture are on file in the office of the issuer, located in the office of the governor, Executive Office Building in Whangatongo, American Samoa, where they may be examined during regular business hours of the issuer from Monday through Friday for a period of at least 20 days from and after the date of publication of this notice. Notice is further given that a period of 20 days from and after the date of the publication of this notice is provided by law, during which any person in interest shall have the right to contest the legality of the resolution, the indenture, or the Series 2025 bonds, or any provision made for the security and payment of the Series 2025 bonds by filing a verified complaint in the High Court of American Samoa, and that after such time no one shall have any cause of action to contest the regularity, formality, or legality thereof for any cause whatsoever. DOE hosts Career and Technical Education Day today. Last night was Hawaiian Airlines Flight 866, last to use the AJL identifiers. SPTO hosted a series of strategic regional tourism events. Talofa lava and welcome to your evening news here on Kvzk Tv. Today, the Department of Education's Career and Technical Education Division organized an engaging career day at a middle school for elementary students from the west side of the island. The event aimed to provide young learners with valuable insights into the significance of establishing a career path early in life.
Today, our CTE division of the ASDOE department is hosting a middle school career awareness for the elementary schools on the Midwest and West Side, and we have invited the public, speakers from the community, from community leaders, business owners, some social content creators, and entrepreneurs to speak to our students on some insights about their careers and how their life story can benefit these students as they make their way into high school, from middle school to high school, and then just to gear them into a career pathway because 95% of our students don't know what to do after high school, and we want to be able to help them because the 5% know what they do, but the 95% that we want to help out is for them to gear them into college, education, as well as the workforce. So that's the whole idea behind this event, is bridging the gap between education and the workforce. So today's event, instead of having it at one venue that we usually have, we decided to go into the schools, and we've designated 5 locations, and that's been in elementary, Pavayai being the biggest enrollment, Tafuna Elementary, Lupilele Elementary, Manulele Elementary, as well as Leona Midkiff. So we've invited speakers from the community, from the public and private agencies. For here in Pavayai, we have the Arts Council. We have Director Amin and her team with the Arts Council. We have the Director of the Museum. We have Mary Milena Mangeo here. We also have the Hafafini Rural Grants Program Manager, Jaya Sailua. And then we also have the Special Force, we have the recruiter, the Army recruiter, First Class Sergeant Paimafilio Tomaitai from Whangasa and his partner. Other than that, thank you. We'd like to thank those who that helped us and sponsor. We'd like to thank Director of Parks and Recs, Andrew Belisasa, also Federal Grant Manager Whangangana Whangaava, and Honorable Rep Ben Vaivao for supporting me in this event.
Today, the Federal Aviation Administration issued a Single Operating Certificate, or the SOC, officially designating the 2 carriers as one airline under federal regulations.
Hawaiian Airlines Flight 866 marks the end of an era, as it is the final flight to use the HA or HAL identifiers, bringing nearly a century of operations under the Hawaiian call sign to a close. Following this flight, all aircraft in Hawaiian livery will operate under Alaska Airlines AS or ASA designators and the call sign Alaska. For nearly a century, the letters HA and the call sign Hawaiian have been a symbol of air travel to and within the Hawaiian Islands. However, as part of its merger with Alaska Airlines, significant changes are underway. When Hawaiian Airlines Flight 866 departs from American Samoa's Pago Pago International Airport for Honolulu tonight, it will make the last flight to use the HA and HAL identifiers as the iconic call sign Hawaiian. On the 18th of September last year, Alaska Air Group completed the merger between Alaska Airlines and Hawaiian Airlines, uniting 2 respected carriers with strong operational histories and unique cultures. Throughout the integration process, both pilot groups have focused on maintaining a collaborative relationship to ensure a smooth transition as Hawaiian Airlines is integrated into Alaska's operational structure. Joya Tofengai Mali'i with your news on KVZK.
The South Pacific Tourism Organization, which includes American Samoa as a member, recently hosted a series of strategic regional tourism events during the week of the 18th to the 25th of October 2025.
The South Pacific Tourism Organization, which includes American Samoa as a member, recently hosted a series of strategic regional tourism events. During the week from the 18th to the 25th of October, Director Tuya participated in several meetings, including the Tourism Board meeting, the Council of Tourism Ministers meeting, the Pacific Tourism Sustainability Forum, and the Cruise Summit. The discussion centered on strengthening sustainable tourism practices, enhancing financing and investment in tourism, improving regional air travel connectivity, advancing career pathways within the tourism sector, and developing the cruise tourism economy in the Pacific. The Tourism Board and Council of Ministers meetings stressed the importance of collaborative air transport solutions and open skies initiatives that would better connect smaller island economies, such as American Samoa, to global visitor markets. The Pacific Tourism Sustainability Forum brought together regional experts to discuss climate resilience, support community-led tourism development, and reinforce locally rooted supply chains, ensuring that tourism benefits reach households and village enterprises. The cruise summit allowed leaders to examine evolving cruise visitors' trends, port infrastructure readiness, and the shared goal of distributing economic benefits across communities rather than concentrating them solely in capital ports. A major highlight of the week was Director Tuya officiating the launch of the Pacific Regional Roadmap and the 4 country pathways under the Sustainable Tourism Enhancements in the Pacific project. This flagship initiative is funded by the European Union through the Switch Asia Pacific Poly Support component and is supported by the delegation of the European Union to the Pacific. The launch event at the Pautakanave Hotel in Vava'u featured Director Tuya unveiling the regional roadmap with representatives from Fiji, Kiribati, Samoa, and Vanuatu joining for a group photo highlighting a commitment to sustainable tourism investment. The STEP roadmap and country pathways aim to coordinate policy actions and promote environmentally responsible development in the Pacific. Her Royal Highness Princess Salote Mafileo Pilolevu Tuita, Princess Royal of Tonga, attended as guest of honor. Director Tuya emphasized American Samoa's commitment to regional collaboration to uplift Pacific people and protect natural and cultural resources through resilient tourism development. Joya Tafengai Mali with your news on KVZK.
American Samoa joins the national celebration of the 60th anniversary of the establishment of community health centers across the U.S. and its territories, with the theme this year, Boots on the Ground, Hearts in the Work.
In a proclamation, Governor Pulali Nikolopula noted that America's community health centers have been enhancing access to affordable, high-quality, community-driven primary care for underserved populations across the United States and its territories for 60 years. In American Samoa, the community health centers, in partnership with the American Samoa Department of Health, provide culturally appropriate, patient-centered care across Tutuila and Manua, including Leone, Tafuna, Whangaalu, Amauli, Aunuu, Ofu, and Ta'u. The governor noted that health centers in the territory offer a wide range of comprehensive services, including primary and preventative care, women's and children's health, behavioral health and substance use services, oral health, immunizations, outreach, and enabling services. Furthermore, they work closely with the LBJ Hospital and community partners to coordinate care effectively. The health center is a patient-majority community-governed network led by its governing board, ensuring accountability to the people it serves. According to the proclamation, the community health clinics collectively see nearly 50,000 patients per year, thereby expanding access and improving health outcomes for families across the islands. Furthermore, the Community Health Center Week celebrates the dedication of clinicians, staff, governing board members, faith leaders, community partners, and patients who embody this year's theme, Boots on the Ground, Hearts in the Work. The governor urges all residents, agencies, faith communities, and organizations to recognize and support the vital role of our community health centers in safeguarding the health and well-being of our people. Joyeta Fengai Mali with your news on KVZK.
In other news, the American Samoa Blue Sky Communications has confirmed the appointment of Mr. Lachmudu as its new Chief Executive Officer, effective on November 1st, 2025.
This announcement was made by Peter Chan, chairman of the AST Telecom LLC board, in a press statement following a thorough selection process. With over 25 years of experience in the telecommunications industry, Tanjavao Luchumudu brings a wealth of technical and commercial expertise to this new position. He has held significant management and executive leadership roles throughout his career. He began his career as a telecommunications engineer before transitioning to marketing management positions. He has held the executive roles across the South Pacific, including serving as Chief Commercial Officer, and later was Chief Executive Officer at Vodafone Vanuatu. Most recently, he was a Chief Commercial Officer for Vodafone Samoa. His extensive background in telecommunications is particularly relevant to Blue Sky's mission. He has significant experience in island nations and a proven track record of driving commercial growth and leading network and digital transformation projects. This expertise will be invaluable as Blue Sky continues to enhance its services and infrastructure across the territory. On behalf of the board, Mr. Chan said that he is pleased to welcome the new CEO to the Blue Sky family. His experience and leadership in the Pacific telecommunications market will be essential for Blue Sky's growth and their commitment to the American Samoa community. He also acknowledged Justin Tuiasopo for his years of leadership as Chief Executive Officer and appreciated Aloy Samoa Anisi for his support during this transition. The new CEO expressed his enthusiasm for this new role, stating that it's an honor to take on this position. He believes that employees and customers are a company's greatest assets, and he looks forward to working with the Blue Sky team to serve the American Samoa community with innovative telecommunications solutions. Joyeta Whengai Mali'i with your news on KVZK.
In our news from Samoa, the Samoa's Ministry of Health has issued a measles alert amid rising cases in neighboring countries. Parents are urged to ensure children under 2 years old receive their 2 measles vaccine doses required at 12 and 15 months. Vaccinations are available at health centers, including Matuatua. The alert follows a prior outbreak that caused over 5,700 cases and 83 deaths, primarily among infants. Please stay tuned for your weather and tide report coming up next. And that is a wrap of tonight's KVZK TV Evening News. Thanks for joining us. Tofa Suifua. Olo oto mai mo mai I le ala talua lau KVZK TV, Pango Pango, America Samoa. You are watching your KVZK TV, Channel 2, Pango Pango, American Samoa.
Blunt's Point was actually an interesting historical site that my son and his close friends introduced me to. One day they had learnt about Blunt's Point at school and wanted to go for a hike up the hill to Blunt's Point. So one afternoon in the weekend, we actually went for a hike up and checked out the guns up there. Quite amazing sight. These things are huge.
It's actually Matautu Ridge. I think the Palangis call it Blunt's Point because it's kind of blunted on top. But the Samoan name for the place is Matautu Ridge.
Okay, we're at the Blunt's Point Naval Guns. It's a World War II site. It's on Matautu Ridge, and the Samoan name of the point is Tulu Tulu Point, and it's in American Samoa. It's just above the Pago Pago Harbor. The guns were placed here in order to protect Pago Harbor from invasion during World War II.
At that time, Pago Harbor was quite a strategic point, a point of refueling and stores for the soldiers that were in the area, protecting the Pacific Islands from the Japanese.
American Samoa was the biggest storage depot. This is why this harbor was so valuable, because it was from here that they moved everything out to the rest of the Pacific, you know?
What we learned was that the guns were originally from World War I, where they were on battleships.
And they were brought to American Samoa just before Pearl Harbor, and they were installed here. These guns are unique in the sense that they were the